Welcome back to Stovepipe TV.
I built something.
Yeah, something Thord. So, what is it?
So
I have the parts list, but what's the whole point of this
we
build?
built a rifle for testing optics. This was the cheapest way I could build a rifle. So let's go over the parts list, the breakdown, and we'll include like what I had in there, and we'll give them the total price of this thing. First off, you could guesstimate how much I paid for this
Yeah, here,
beautiful.
I think I see one branded part. Okay, let's take the matting out because that doesn't fucking matter anyway.
Oh yeah, she is fully, absolutely, 100% loaded. Just kidding, she's not loaded.
But yeah,
actually, let's turn it. Let's leave it like that on the table.
All right. Do you want to go over what you already had before?
Okay, so
because this is a build that you built with parts that you already had, and
okay, we're gonna go tank to tip, tank to head, butt to tip. One of those.
ass to noggin.
Ass to noggin. I like that one. So I had the mil-spec stock, mil-spec grip. I had the buffer assembly, so not the buffer tube, but the buffer weight and spring, the charging handle, bolt carrier, handguard.
Yep.
And that was
flash hider.
Well, yeah, flash hider too. That was all I had. So I needed receivers. So let's start with that. The lower receiver.
The lower receiver is a PSA strip blower. It's a blim that we covered up with a paint pen, and actually,
yeah,
it completely.
I don't even know if you guys can see, but right in here was where the blim was. And we touched it up with a paint pen, and she's good as new.
Yeah,
it looked bad.
Yeah,
it was the worst PSA blim I've ever seen. Which, I mean, it's a blim, you know you're getting it, but usually you can't see them. I think every PSA product I have is a blim, and I've yet to even point something out on it.
When I picked this up at PSA, the guy was like, "Oh, you got a bad one."
He was shocked.
Yeah, he was shocked when he saw it.
So yeah, that was $39.99. Next, the upper, which is a SOTA arms upper that you got from Primary Arms.
No, that come from AT3.
Yeah, that was AT3 Tactical. That was $43.
And that was a assembled upper.
Yeah, so it had the dust cover. That's a questionable dust cover, and the forward assist. Next, the barrel is an Anderson 16-inch barrel. It was $50. And what was the interesting about the barrel?
The barrel was dimpled.
Yeah, it was dimpled for the gas block, which you have. I mean, I've seen.
I have
$150 barrels that don't have a dimple at all.
Well, I have a 10.5 at the house right now. That's got I don't remember. Is it a Black Ace Tactical barrel?
No, it's the Ballistic Advantage.
Ballistic Advantage. Yeah, it's a Ballistic Advantage barrel that's not dimpled. But this one was $50 and it was dimpled, that was cool.
Gas block is a Radical Arms gas block. It was $9.99. The gas tube is a Expo Arms. That was $7.16. The lower parts kit, minus the trigger, correct?
Yeah. I didn't have. That's a PSA.
That's a PSA EPT trigger. So those come in most of their like completed lowers. The lower parts kit, other than that, was an Anderson lower parts kit for $19.99. The buffer tube is a UTG buffer tube. Hell yeah. But all of that, the total cost spent was $284.12. So sub $300. I mean, yeah, you had some parts laying around, but they're not like the big ticket parts.
Right. I will say though, do not cheap out on your lower parts kit. Okay. I had massive problems with the safety selector. I had problems with the takedown pins, or just the machining of those parts themselves were so bad. Like the takedown or the safety selector was wearing a groove. The detent was wearing a groove in the safety selector, and it took all the strength I had in my body to be able to change it between safe and fire. So funny enough, that's actually got the Jackal safety selector and the Jackal trigger. So because I'm not going to use them, so we'll put them in that. Now the whole reason for this video, now that we've got this portion out of the way,
yep,
this is our new, like I said, our new test rifle for optics. so I'm not gonna feel bad dropping this one, submerging this
beating
one.
it the fuck up.
Yeah.
Just absolutely dogging on it.
And
Specifically built to test
optics.
cheap optics. Are we
Yeah,
specific?
cheap
I mean, we could
optics.
test better optics on it if we had more money, but we don't. So
that.
you want to go ahead and
So
the first victim, we should say.
this optic is a Bear Creek Red Dot 1 to 20. This was actually on the AR-22 for a very long time, and it is now going to donate itself for science. I paid $57.79. Well, it's on sale right now for $57.79 for this optic. Bear Creek claims that it is. Let me find him. It is a high quality full metal body, green and red dot, in a pull out style battery tray.
Those are some good features. What are the subtensions on the
twisties?
They're one
they're 1 MOA.
Yeah, so cheap.
Now this optic has had, would you say 3,000 rounds is a
Easily.
good guess?
Easily.
Of 22?
Yeah.
20. Through this thing. And it's held zero fine. I will say something that's probably not going to help its favor is that it is missing a screw in the bottom of the red dot. They rattled out after about 1,000 rounds.
Yeah, that's.
And I couldn't find another one because there's some like funky machine screw that got a really long flat head and a very fine thread.
It's fine because I think it's a T2 like base. So, I mean, technically, I guess you could throw this on like a Reptilia mount if you wanted to.
It's not. It won't fit.
It won't.
Mm-mm.
It's not. So it's not a.
So the
T2 micro footprint.
The T2 has 2 screws here and 2 screws here.
Yeah.
This just has one in the middle, and it's like a proprietary base, unless it's like some other form of aim point base that I don't know about. So I guess first off, let's get it zeroed, and we're gonna stick to the same format as we did the last optic test. So I'm gonna cut out all the boring crap so that it's not 20 minutes of us blabbering about groupings. But we're gonna do a initial zero. We're gonna do the titty twister, and we're gonna do the drop test.
And if it survives the drop test, then we'll go on to some new tests that you didn't get to see with the FACOG.
Yeah.
We'll do a submersion test where we submerge it underwater in that.
Hey, cameraman, pan down there and look at what this man's got on to go scuba diving in the pond.
My body is ready.
You're not ready.
So we'll do a submersion test, see if it's watertight. Not so sure about that one.
Well, the first one of the reviews on this thing was already it doesn't have a sealed battery tray, so I don't think it's going to survive the drop test. So I don't think we're going to make it that far.
I don't think we'll make it that far, but if we do, and then after that, I guess we can do, a fog test, but it's not really, the sun's gone, so we can't really just let it evaporate.
You're going to see how hard you can throw it at a steel target?
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. If we get there, we'll see.
We'll see if it's bulletproof.
All right. Well, let's get set up for the initial zero. So we thought maybe we should actually shoot this thing first before we try and get all set up for zero, because there's a high probability that this thing just blows up. So it chambered.
Failure button work.
I probably should also only have one in here, but we're just gonna do, the one arm.
Cycle?
No, it didn't.
Oh.
So there's a. Thank you. There's a there's a high probability that buffer spring is too strong. Because I had like 4 of them and we just picked one. Let's see. Give me the magazine, sir. All right.
I cycled.
No, it didn't. We have a single shot. What is all this shit flying around me? You guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna relate it to
The buffer spring.
buffer spring because it didn't even lock the bolt back. So
It's
it'll be fine for this video. We just need something to shoot. So
We
I'm gonna load that one in there.
They take the buffer spring out my fucking
I guess
C91.
the
That's fine.
you guys see all this like
It looks like I don't know what that is.
spidey webs blowing them out of handguard.
Whoa, whoa, the red dot.
Oh no. We're gonna make some adjustments. Okay, pulling beard hairs out. Okay. Initial 0 is the money shot camera.
Yep, she's running.
All right. Initial 0. Hopefully it's on the paper.
Yeah, the fact that you're missing it. I think it's gonna fly off. That was your first shot. I saw that one hit.
Yeah, I saw that one too. And I'm not gonna lie, that third shot or the second shot, whatever ones where it first moved, I looked in the red dot and it was like, no, the dot. I looked in the dot and it was like kicked way up. Do we just want to drop it and see if it breaks?
Okay, so we're gonna do the worst case scenario. Clear, by the way. Which I am like 6'2", 6'1", 6'2".
Stop lying. He's 5'9".
I will pull out my driver's license right now.
You feel that in.
No, I didn't.
You feel that in.
I'm still 6'2". Anyway, my doctor said I'm 6'2". Okay, so we're gonna do a shoulder height drop directly on the optic onto a steel plate. I don't really think you could get any more worst case than this. So 3, 2, 1.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Well, the mount didn't like it. It's red dot.
Move on. Look at the turret.
So that's interesting.
Did it shear?
It sheared. The mount sheared.
Huh.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, the mount sheared.
Oh.
So
Red dot's not even a problem.
It's still on.
okay, well look at the cap.
Yeah, the turret cap is not doing too good. Look, could you even get that off? You got some pliers?
Hope you didn't need to adjust it.
You sure as fuck didn't?
So, I mean, out of all I've had with this red dot, it's always been the mount.
Yeah.
Like, the mounting screw just falls out.
It comes with a mount.
I mean, it comes with this mount.
And
It's the mount
started
it comes
60
with.
bucks.
It's mounted to it. So, I mean, any other red dot I've got, you literally just put it on your rifle.
Yeah.
Good to go. But this thing, it walked the screw out on a 22.
It was aiming for like artillery fire with the 5.56 with the screw missing.
What's crazy though is this rifle has been on and off of AR-15s for many times, and when it stays on the mount, it stayed 0. Which I mean, know what that has to say about it, but like,
I would be interested to know if we could find if anyone knows if that's a like actual footprint or if that's like Bear Creek's.
Well, where's the mount?
Goofy.
You got the mount?
So it's on the gun still.
Oh, yeah. Duh. Yeah, so a mount like that.
Yeah. Because I'd
like
be
a
interested to know. No. I'd be interested to know if we could mount this to something else, maybe straighten up this turret cap and see if it would still run in a future video.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Red dot's still on. I don't know.
Maybe our drop test is like too extreme. That drop test has killed 2 optics.
Okay, the other one was made of die-cast pot metal.
My favorite term,
And that-
Chinesium.
Chinesium, yeah, and this is the same material. Like you
To
can
be fair,
see,
all you're doing is dropping it.
you can like it's just die-cast pot metal. Like that's what the mount's made of. The actual optic, this seems to be like aluminum. Like it's probably not like 60, 61 or 70, 75, but you got firsty.
Firsty.
But I don't know. I'd be interested to see if we put it on a better mount. See if it could hold up.
I would buy. I would put in for another mount, and just see.
Let's see. We'll see what we can figure out.
All right. Well, this video we'll say is more about the rifle.
Yeah, this was definitely more to just show off the specific build for the rifle, how cheap you can get an AR built, because in reality, with the parts that you had, it's probably still sub $400, and you have
Got
a
the hiccups out of the way too.
Yeah, that was something we realized. The more we shot it, the more it just started running, and we changed the buffer spring and buffer weight, which probably was more of a mil spec.
yeah,
Because I have no idea. That could have been the buffer spring that come with the Franklin Armory.
or the 50.
Yeah, no, the
No,
50
you haven't
still got
changed
it.
it, yeah.
So I'm assuming that come with the Franklin Armory because they
Probably.
give you a heavy and a lighter
Yeah,
spring.
yeah.
So, but it's running, it's cycling, so it's fine now. But I say let's wrap this video up.
Yep.
That was interesting, to say the least. I think I'm more impressed though that it's still held 0.
Even after artillery aiming itself,
Yeah, you'll see in the video where I smack the top back down.
and it's still on the paper.
Yeah.
Like that is minute of man.
So, but we'll see if we can get a new mount for this thing and maybe revisit this video.
Yeah.
But bye bye.
Goodbye.